My inquiry into choice reading began when my mentor teacher and I assigned an American author project. The students had the opportunity to choose any book they liked, so long as it was by an American author. Each student then had a month to read their book, mostly outside of class, before preparing a presentation as a final assessment. We began by asking students to fill out a short questionnaire that asked them questions such as, do you consider yourself a reader? What is the name of one book or story that you liked? And if you have to read a book, what would you like to read about? Our strategy for using these questions was to get the students asking themselves questions like, if I could choose any book that I wanted, how would I go about doing it? And has there been a pattern with the books I've read in the past that I've enjoyed? This was an especially important step for those students who are most comfortable with the blanket answer of, I hate everything I've ever read. Our next goal was to get the students exploring authors. At the library, we did a book tasting and asked each student to choose 3 authors, briefly research them, then tell us what they found interesting about each. We got answers such as this one. Robin McKinley was a Navy brat and moved around a lot as a child. So did I. We noticed a pattern that when choosing books, students gravitated toward authors, characters, and plots that they could personally relate to. In this answer, the student tells us that her author's characters can relate to anyone, parentheses, especially me. Students from military families chose books about the military. Female students we overhear gossiping about boys chose romance novels. It was an undeniable trend. Students choose books that they can connect to, that they can understand based on their own experiences, that force them to feel empathetic. So, I decided to conduct some student interviews. Did you like having the opportunity to choose your own book for the American Author Project?
Yeah, I definitely think that makes people want to read more, because if you have your own book to choose, it's kind of more freedom for you to enjoy your book.
Yeah, just because I know what the book is about and it's my interest instead of someone like a teacher's interest or something like that. So
Great.
Yeah, I did a lot. I'm more likely to read it probably if it's my own choice.
I think having the opportunity to choose your own book is really good because it gets to really it lets you decide if you're gonna read it or not instead of being told to read a book that may not be to your liking.
What percentage of our last assigned book, Into the Wild, did you actually read?
none of it.
0%.
None of it.
Definitely less than 50%.
Okay.
Maybe 50%.
70%. So probably 10%, 20%.
20%? Throughout my research, every student, even those that were not featured, did not hesitate to tell me that they are much more likely to read a book if they have chosen it. I found that having autonomy over their work gives students a much greater sense of empowerment. In other words, they feel in control. Even if we as teachers are jumping for joy that we've gotten them to pick up a novel, any novel, the students tend to see it as, well, it was my own choice, so now I'm in control. As I've been checking in with my students since they've selected their novels, I've not noticed the same apathetic shrugs that I got from my Into the Wild question. The overwhelming majority of the time, I met with an excited account of what's going on in their choice books. This research has led me to believe that choice is powerful in the classroom and can be the channel to get from an apathetic student to an empowered reader.